stick around, come through and dig the sound of the fly brown 6060 cycle. Who throws hits around, bound to go to the class. Welcome everybody to a very different episode of Wine Down with Kev. A very different episode of Trending Topics. Right away, what makes today so different? I don't have a podcast guest. I don't have my co-host. I don't have Dom, my son, my co-host of Trending Topics with me today. Dom is rightfully off work today. He is celebrating my grandson Mason's 6th birthday today. He and the family are off at American Dream, having a wonderful time. So before I begin, happy birthday, Mason, or happy birthday to the handsome man, as I call him, which he prefers that I don't call him in public, but truly, that's the name I gave him when he was first born, and that's what I call him to this day. But thank you. Let's begin with an attitude of gratitude, thanking you and you for tuning in, taking time out of your busy day to watch this live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You are appreciated. No sponsors to thank at this point. We are doing this solo. This is a monologue, the first time in the history of Wine Down with Kev that I've sat down and done a monologue all by myself. And I'm really going to share my truest and deepest thoughts. So that being said, God knows what I'm going to talk about, but I could not tie down one of my sponsors to be a part of it. I might go some places that might be off-brand that they may not want to be associated with. That being said, no need to include or mention sponsors today. All right. With that being said, what you going to talk about now, Kev? What you going to talk about now? Well, today we are going to talk about something that I think we're all dealing with, but everywhere I look, I don't see it being discussed in the fashion that I'm going to discuss it today. So if you want to know one word for the topic today, it is change. Change. And before I go any further, talk to me in the comments. How many of you like change? How many of you like to deal with any kind of change at all in your life? I thought so. Most of us being human, we like as much stability as we can possibly find in our life, whether that's in our home, and our work, and our extracurricular activities that we choose to engage in. We want to have stability. We like, we do what we do, and that's what we want to do, simply to stick to it. But when you look back, I want to start with the question more so than a statement. How much has your life changed in two time periods I'm going to ask you about? How much has your life changed first in the last 5 years? And then more specifically, how much has your life changed in the last 2 to 3 years? Has your business changed? Has your job changed? Did you leave your job? Did you retire? Did you change jobs? Has your business changed? Are you still doing business the same way that you did a few years ago? Are you even in the same business? What's going on out here in the business world is shocking, surprising. You look around, I look at some of my favorite stores, big stores that are entrenched in the community. They are closing, shutting down every single day. And they're places that you would have thought could have been a part of the book from 15, 18 years ago, Too Big to Fail, because you never thought you'd see Macy's, big malls, Party World. You never thought you would see some of these places close. But here we are, fast forward 2025, some of them are no more. I went into Rite Aid, a major drug chain store here in New York. Think CVS and other parts of the country, Jewel, Osco, you name it, a place that has your basic pharmaceutical needs, your Walgreens, that sort of store. I'm looking for a few things. The shelves are completely empty. And I asked at the cashier, I'm like, what's going on? Are you guys closing? Are you going out of business? And he said, yes. So the whole world is changing, whether we want to believe it's changing, whether we want to participate, whether we want to lead the change or play the background. The world is changing with us or without us, like it or not. So let's go ahead and make it personal. Let's talk about what I really want to talk about today. And that's the changes that I've gone through. And sometimes I laughed about it. I posted yesterday that I thought I was going to do this monologue and just talk about change. I asked everybody on social, did you think I should do it? I got some encouraging comments. So here I am. As crazy as this conversation might be, I am here. So let's talk about life in 2023. What were you doing in January of 23, February of 23? Take a second to think about it. It takes me time to think about time and to look backwards. I'll tell you a couple of power moves I made in my life at that time. Number one, I was blessed to go back to church in that season. Best thing that ever happened to me, myself, and my family. We found ourselves back at Grace Community Church, where we're active and happy members today. That spiritual connection, being back as a part of my life, it's not one thing, it is everything. Not going to talk a lot about that today, but I want you to know, I want to set the tone that before anything else changed, I fixed my spiritual foundation. With that piece in order, it has enabled me, it has strengthened me to deal with all the other changes that came in my life. So we're early in 2023. I talked about that. Fast forward to February of 2023. My business, being an insurance agent, Allstate insurance agent in particular, changed in a radical way in 2023. No fault of my own, no fault of my company, just things that happened in the state that I'm in, New York State, that made it very unprofitable to do business in New York the way that we used to. What are you talking about, Kevin? You're going to make some excuse about why the rates are high. No, not talking about that at all. What I am going to talk about is because of some behavioral changes that started earlier, that word that I hate to talk about, the pandemic. The roads are crazy now. Y'all know. Y'all drive on them too. You see the people. You see them driving different, not paying attention. Well, it got so bad that no companies wanted to do business in New York. What does that have to do with me? Well, that's what I've been doing for a living. And in 2023, I'm in year 36 with my company, year 16 in my business. And all of a sudden, my bread and butter, what I do best, what I know best, I could do no more. I had to pivot. I had to change, not because I wanted to, but because I had to. I had to adjust or go the way of the dinosaur and disappear. And no matter how old you think I am, at that point, I'm a month shy of turning 60. I still feel young, fresh, energetic, passionate about what I do for a living, and I wanted to change, so I made the changes I had to make. And thank God, that storm that I went through that appeared to indicate my ending would be sooner versus later, in hindsight, it was the best thing that happened to me ever. Ever, forever, ever. Yes, that kind of ever. So let's talk about it. Let's fast forward to today and then work backwards a little bit. 6 months later, 5-6 months later, I got introduced to a wonderful tool called AI, ChatGPT in particular, in July of 23. I started using it once. I've been addicted. I've been in love with it. I've been deep in the rabbit hole ever since. And because of, first, the spiritual change, secondly, the business change, and the last couple of years, I've been able to do far more above anything I could have imagined or thought of at any other time. So if you're watching me do what I do, if you're looking at the graphic I posted earlier where I kind of stole Jay-Z's line where I said, allow me to reintroduce myself, I am here to reintroduce myself, to tell you, to tell everyone, and to say it out loud to myself, who I am today. What do I do today? Depending on how long you've known me, and had a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody that jumped in the comments today that shared where you met me at. I had people jump in the comments that I've met in Chicago. I have people that jumped in the comments that I grew up with in my hometown, Wyandanch, New York. We go back to high school. I have people that I met at Allstate when I lived in Chicago. I have Allstaters that I met here in New York. All lifelong friends, no matter from where I was born to where I went to school, to my 9, almost 10 years living in Chicago, to the various jobs I've had at one company for almost 40 years now, 2 years shy of 40 years. I've been blessed to meet some amazing people, and thank God for the amazing tool that we call social media, Facebook, plus much, much more. Shout out to IG and YouTube, where we're also live streaming as well. The whole thing has made the world smaller and easier to keep in touch with people that in real life, hashtag IRL, we can't see on a daily basis. Most of y'all are way better than me at this, picking up the phone, saying hello to somebody, really checking in on people. God bless all of y'all that are better than me at that. Not my strong point at all. I have the best intentions, but after talking 8 to 10, sometimes 12 hours a day for a living, sometimes at the end of the day, the last thing that I want is to have a conversation, short, long, or otherwise, on the phone. I am all talked out at about 7 o'clock at night, although I do teach classes, group coaching calls later than that. Usually not a whole lot left in the tank. But back to the subject of change. Back to the subject of change and back to the post of earlier today. Who am I? D.L. Hughley, comedian. Can you call D.L. Hughley a political commentator? I don't know. I think he goes political sometimes. But anyway, I heard a quote that he said a while ago, maybe a few months ago, and he said, "You are what you repeatedly do." And I think he was talking about the great comedians. I think someone asked him the question, could Eddie Murphy come back on the comedy circuit and reclaim his title as one of the greats? And D.L. Hughley did not take anything away from Eddie Murphy. He simply said Eddie earned his stripes as one of the greatest ever because he paid his dues. He came up the long way. He went through the small clubs to the big stadiums. He did his movies, and Eddie had a season where he dominated comedy like nobody else. You are what you repeatedly do. So in that sense, he was saying that Eddie, many of you younger people probably don't even remember Eddie as a stand-up comedian. You probably think of him as an actor more so than a comedian. Eddie has changed. What does that have to do with me? Well, many of you have known me a long time, especially on social. I think I've been active on Facebook since about 2009, always as the insurance guru, always talking about promoting my Allstate agency, always involved in the community, sponsoring this activity or that activity, whether it's Relay for Life Middle Village, Wine Dance Day, and all the events in between that I sponsor, that I support, because they're near and dear to my heart. Well, that part hasn't changed. I still own and operate my Allstate agency in Middle Village. Will not be going anywhere. This is not an announcement about my retirement, that sort of change at all. I am still the owner and operator of my insurance agency, but I do it very different in 2025 than the way I did it in 2007 when I started. In 2007, I launched my agency. My first hire was my nephew, Jermaine Matthews. He worked hard with me for the first 10 years, helped me build the agency, and God bless, in 2017, he was able to venture out and launch his own. In 2007, we were on the road 5 days a week, 7:30 in the morning to make sure we got to the office by 9, and we did not leave until 6:30 or 7 o'clock every night, and we worked mostly every Saturday for years. And when I say work, I mean we worked. We did all the work that's required with the title of an insurance agent. Answering the phones, opening the door, taking the payments, changing the policies, selling new policies, everything that comes with the job, we did it. Today, I function much more in the capacity of an agency owner. I have an amazing staff of people, both in my office and remote, that are incredible. They do an amazing job. They take care of our current customers, our new customers. I'm involved every day, still leading and guiding, but not what I'm doing 8 to 12 hours a day anymore. Kev, what you up to now? Well, most recently, I just became a certified AI consultant. Thank you, AI InnoVision. Alicia Little, her sister Loretta Little. Amazing opportunity, not just to use AI for myself, not just to use AI for fun and games, to do an email here or a funny picture there. No, using AI at the highest level. And most importantly to me, learning how I can help other people use AI. That, good people, is who I am today. That's why I did the certification, because I wanted to help more people. I've been coaching people in the insurance business for 3 years now. Yeah, 3 years now. I love it. Kind of something I've been doing for years unofficially. At the young age of 59 and a half, I was offered an opportunity to coach in a professional capacity. I was working on launching my own coaching company, and I was ecstatic about it. But before I took that job, I was already working on creating my own coaching companies. Fast forward to 2024, with the help of AI, with the help of learning how to hire virtual assistants of the people, I was able to launch the Kevin Spann Mentorship Value Program. I kept using AI more and more. And since then, if I can be honest with you, I've been blessed to launch, I think, 5 different companies that I'm actively working on, actively supported by wonderful people that make things happen every day, because that is the power of AI. It gives you back the time of things that you were working on. Maybe that was taking a little bit longer, maybe losing days and weeks trying to catch up to the right people to get the information that you need to create whatever you wanted to create. That time is no more. Thankfully, to the invention of AI, artificial intelligence, I have a whole bunch of other words I like to use with the acronym AI. I like to talk about AI meaning all in, AI meaning all insurance, AI meaning automation implementation, AI meaning authentic information. Yes, authentic. You have to use it ethically. As much as I talk about it and the good potential that it has to do wonderful things, if you have evil and larceny in your heart, which unfortunately people do, all people do, some people do, I'm sorry, it can be used that way as well. Not what I do at all. I only wanted to use it for good, to help humanity, to help people live their lives better, live their businesses better. And that's who I am today. AI certified consultant. If you're looking at the post, if the graphic is up there right now, you'll see another name, brand ambassador. That title was given to me, recommended to me, spoken in spirit to me by Tina Robinson, my wife's best friend. Main honor in our wedding. Real supporter, advocate of everything that I'm doing. She's watched me help build other people's brands, and she put that label brand ambassador on me, and I'm going to wear it proudly, because I have been building my brand forever. And some people say, Kev, why do you always promote yourself? How come every time I see you, I don't see the Allstate name next to it? Well, I've been working really, really hard to build my own brand for a lot of reasons. But most importantly, before I talk about why, I think I should share what a brand is. What is a brand? Think about that for a second. When you think about Coca-Cola, you think about McDonald's, you think about Burger King and other brands that you like. Maybe it's your fashion brand, Gucci, Polo, Coach. I'm a big Coach person. Whatever that brand is, a brand is simply a story. It's simply an image that reminds you of a good story that makes you feel good. That's all that a brand is. So when you have a business or you're thinking of creating a business, you want to build a brand, and you want to carefully pick everything that's associated with your brand, from your color schemes to the logo to the meaning. What does your brand mean? What does it stand for? So if you look at me and you look at my brand, everything I do, including the logo behind me, you'll see the orange and blue embedded in my brand. I'm losing my ability to talk right now. My mouth's getting dry. I probably could use some water. But you'll see the blue and orange throughout my theme. Why? Because I'm a native New Yorker, and I love all the blue and orange teams from New York. Knicks, Mets, Islanders. And when I show my blue and orange, without mentioning a word, I naturally and organically connect to an audience of New York as my target market, because that makes them feel good too, especially if they're older like me and they can remember when all those teams won championships way back when, not the way it is today. Young people, don't get at me in the comments about what happened this year, any other years. If I choose to live in the past and hold on to my Knicks, Mets, and Islanders, let me stay there. Let me be happy. Let me find my happiness where I find it at. So I wanted to share all this really to talk about what I'm doing today, what I'm doing that I'm really passionate about, which is helping people. And hopefully if you're listening to this and you're thinking, Kev, I heard about AI, but I'm afraid of AI. I heard this bad thing or that bad thing, or I would like to get into it. I would love to know how to do it more. Have no fear. Kev is here, and I'm looking forward to helping people beyond the insurance space, not leaving the insurance space. I'm always going to coach, mentor, and do programs where I am, but at the same time, thank you, Dino, I appreciate it greatly, greatly, greatly. Producers bringing me a little bit of water. I'm back in the game. I love insurance, love Allstate insurance. I'll never leave either one in my own call for any time soon. But at the same time, AI, the power of artificial intelligence, all the tools, not just ChatGPT. There are many other tools I can mention, but I don't have a sponsorship or affiliate marketing agreement with any of them at this point right now, so I won't plug them on my dime. But there's so many ways to help so many people that I'm super excited about something that I'm going to share next that I'm working on that's coming up in less than 60 days, all about AI, all about business. But what I'm really passionate about, it's a passion project that I'm finally bringing home. If you're watching me on social media, most times when you see me speak, or if I share any of that content, it's always on the road. The last few years, Vegas, Texas, InvestFest in Atlanta, Arizona, Florida, many other places. Rarely have you seen me lead or host anything at home. Rarely have you seen me do anything in the past few years in the community that I'm from. For about 10 years, you watched me heavily involved with Wine Dance Family Day as a leader with that. But time, circumstances, and work has taken me away from it. But I'm super, super happy to announce and share that I will be participating in sponsoring a major event that's coming to Long Island, New York, October 13th. And that is the Black Business AI Expo. We will be doing it at the Bisou Experience, beautiful venue, Farmingdale, New York. It is massive. It's wonderful. The place is going to hold somewhere between 35 to 50 vendors. I'm not sure. Sponsors have an opportunity to get involved. And most importantly, business owners, aspiring entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs. You work inside a company, but you feel like you're ready to take that step and perhaps start doing your own thing. You want to be at the Black Business and AI Expo, Monday, October 13th. It will be a vibe. If you've ever been to any major conference where you felt this kind of energy, you want to be in this room. So let me talk a little bit about InvestFest. I shared the pictures. I was there. 2023, I was a vendor at it. While I was there was a lot of celebrities, 20,000 people, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, ATL, Atlanta, Georgia. It was amazing. Well done by EYL, Earn Your Leisure. Shout out to everybody involved in putting that together. I've been going to events like this my whole life. I've been a vendor at Circle of Sisters. I've been a consumer at Black Expos in the past, but nothing like what we're working on right now has touched Long Island, really targeted the Nassau, Suffolk, Queens market, where there are over 2 million people specifically in this target market that can feature their business, promote their products and services. And when it comes to vendors and sponsors, although it's called the Black Business AI Expo, it is by no means limited to any specific group of people. If you have a product or service that services these communities, you want to be a vendor here. You want to be a sponsor here because it is good for your business. It is good for your brand, period. Talk to me offline. Ask me questions if you have any. It's going to be amazing and phenomenal. I know in my business in Middle Village, New York, I support every local community venture. If my customers are a part of it, I'm a part of it. Funny story, when I was a sales manager and agents would ask me, well, Kevin, how do I get involved in the community? And I had a simple formula. I said, do what's true to you. And I would tell people I'm a fan of the 3 major sports: baseball, football, and basketball. At this time, my sons are young. I'm coaching basketball. Andre Edwards' team, Underrated, is getting started. I'm doing my name on T-shirts, sponsoring T-shirts and things of that nature. But I would always tell people to stay true to yourself and don't sponsor things that you would not naturally be at if that wasn't your thing. Well, sometimes you put your foot in your mouth and you eat your words. The past couple of years, I met a wonderful person, Paul P. Paul, I'm not going to pronounce your last name, Papa. You know the ending. But Paul came to my office, asked me to sponsor Middle Village roller hockey, and it's been a game changer. Not only has sponsoring helped these kids win championships, it paid for kids that couldn't afford to play, but it's been a gift that's continued to give in many ways. Paul's invited me to speak to the Homeowners Association that he happened to be the president of. He's connected me with a college that's gotten interns to work in my agency. He connected us with the family who we were able to adopt for Christmas, a family of refugees that were in the country without funding through no acts of their own, just something that happened. So sponsoring things, giving back to the community, nothing supports your business by giving back to the people that you want to serve. The worst thing in the world in business to me is having a do not solicit sign on your door. What? You want people to buy things from you, but you're telling the community you're not interested in Girl Scout cookies. You don't want to do Toys for Tots. You don't want to raise money for cancer that the people in the community are going through. Sorry, not my idea of good business. Okay? So I've been at this monologue for 31 minutes. Now, it doesn't set any records in Congress. When you look at the congressman, I think Cory Booker did a filibuster for over 24 hours. I don't know. Not my thing to be very, very attentive to politics these days. But 31 minutes is a long time to talk straight without a guest. I hope you got some value about what I talked about some of the changes on the post, all the things that I do today. Yes, I still own and operate my insurance agency. Yes, I love, want, and need your business. I have a staff of 10 families that rely on my leadership to help feed those families. So please keep sending me business. And a real big announcement. I talked about the downside of 2023. We are back in business in a big way, and you need to talk to us about your insurance. The reason why, while we're coming back, many wonderful big companies are deciding not to write home insurance in New York. So homeowners in New York, within the sound of my voice, listen to me good, hear me clearly, hear me now. Pay attention to your home insurance bill. Many people make the mistake of thinking my home insurance is with the bank. No, your bank pays for your home insurance outside of your escrow account, but you have a right to change your home insurance the same as you do your car insurance. And if you haven't checked it out in a while, if you can't name your agent, excuse me, if you don't have the name of your agent or company in your cell phone, who you could call, God forbid, if there's a house fire tonight, who are you going to call? The bank? No, the bank does not have a claims department. So you need to know, you want to know, you have to know. And if you're not sure and you're not happy, reach out to our agency. We will be very, very happy to help you with any of your insurance needs. God-awful story happened a couple of weeks ago directly across the street from my office, Dry Harbor Road, Middle Villages. 4 businesses all burnt to the ground. A fire started in a dry cleaner. It burnt the liquor store next door. It burnt the Chinese food place. It burned the barbershop. And what I thought about, first, all of them are friends, so thoughts and prayers to all the businesses that were affected by the fire of a few weeks ago. But I also thought about inventory. A business owner is just like your home insurance, your apartment insurance. When you start out in life, you first move into the house, your apartment, you don't have many things, so you might settle for a minimum limit policy. But over time, you never remember having excess money, but you're just buying things. You're buying a little furniture here, a flat screen TV here, some clothes here, some shoes, some sneakers there. And over time, you've accumulated a lot of personal property. Businesses accumulate a lot of business property. Please talk to your insurance company. And if you don't have anybody to talk to us. We will help. Okay? So going full circle, we went from 2023 all the way up to 2025. We've talked about a lot of things that we've created. There's 50 other things on the slate that I'm working on. I won't bore you with it now. Watch the pages, watch the posts. And those of you that sympathize with me, that pray for me, Kev, what you're doing now, you're doing too much. No, I'm not doing very much at all. The beauty of it is this. Once I learned how to use AI, I regained all of my time. I'm being more productive, generating more revenue for myself and for other business owners without spending a lot of time doing it. So if that's something that appeals to you, if you'd like to know how to 10x your business or your income by learning how to use AI and digital tools, talk to me. Wait for us to begin to post about the Black Business AI Expo. Reach out. I love to help anybody and everybody that I can. So bringing it home. When I went to InvestFest in August of 2023, fact checkers, don't check my facts. I've been busy. I don't always remember everything that I do exactly when I do it. I had just launched my KSMVP, Kevin Spann Mentorship Value Program. And my mission statement for that company was I wanted to help 1,000 people so they could help 1,000 people and impact 1 million lives. Well, thanks be to God, all glory to God. We have surpassed that in less than 2 years. So when I look ahead at being able to not only continue doing that in insurance, but to help realtors, lenders, mom and pops. You may have seen the video I put up a couple of weeks ago. I walked in, I had a conversation with BMW Pharmacy, Patchogue, New York. Wonderful new business owner. Didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Had a great 10-minute AI conversation with her. She's much more active on social media. She's using AI more, and she can now see the light at the end of the tunnel. So if that's you, if you think you're at a place where it's hard, and you don't know what to do because you don't know what to do, if I can help you at all, please be one of the 1,000 that I can help so you can go on and help another 1,000 people that you want to help, and together we can impact 1 million lives. Grace and peace to you. Thank you for tuning in today. I'll talk to you soon, and please click subscribe to Wine Down with Kev if you like this type of content. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Peace.